For some reason, the second videos, they always sound wonky, so hopefully this one doesn't end up sounding wonky. But, okay, so I ended that last video. So how my mind operates, because I just understand, I've come into contact with so many different types of people, energies of people, so many characters of people, so many statuses of people. And I carry such a broad understanding and horizon on what makes people tick, as well as understanding their backstory that landed them where they're at. Just from conversating with people, because generally speaking, when you're in my presence, when you've been a friend with me or you've been in my past, you're always going to have pretty in-depth conversations with me, because that's how I operate. So I get to know a lot of things about a lot of people. I just do, and so I always take those things into consideration when understanding the magnitude of what's been waged against me by said people, right? Because I know their genetic makeup, I know their backstory, I know where they came from, and I know what makes them operate, and I know what makes them tick. And I know the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And so I don't look at them with judgmental eyes. I look at them with graceful eyes. I look at them with merciful eyes, because I understand the backdrop. I understand the backdrop of the story, And so I hope this video resonated. But yeah, you have to understand, coming with status quo, coming with influence, that comes with hardships too. I know it does. And it comes with a heavy pressure. And a lot of people are, put in a position where they have to keep up this image that was created by said parents. And so they then adopt the ways in which the parents did. And I went through that same thing with mine, in reference to my family, and recognizing, the thought patterns, recognizing the political stance, and recognizing the religion stance and things like that. And I had to start indoctrinating my own thoughts, my own feelings, my own opinions. Even though it goes against the grain of my family, it doesn't make me any less of a person. It doesn't make them any less of a person. I just want people to love me unconditionally the way that I love them unconditionally. But if you choose not to love me unconditionally, that is on your side. It's not going to waver how I choose to love you unconditionally, because I feel better loving people unconditionally. It makes me feel better loving people unconditionally, no matter what I know they've done to me, or what swords they've thrown at me, what darts they've done at me, all the systematic abuse, all this crap, all the nasty, nasty things that they said about me, because goodness knows I'm well aware of it. And it is heinous. I know it's really bad. That humiliation ritual, that community involvement, it'll take you. It's not for the weak. No doubt. It definitely stung. It hurt, but it is what it is. People are going to believe what they want to believe. And I'm just not here to defend or do anything by any means. I'm just not. That said, David represented truth and divine identity. David didn't come from status or influence. He came from the relationship with God. And that's where I came from. I was built on my relationship with God, Source, the Most High, Jesus, Spirit, Universe. That's where I came from. That is who birthed me. I mean, obviously my mother birthed me, but in reference to my 41 years on this earth, I now see so much how God has just been sprinkling all kinds of stuff in my life. Really, I see it all. And he's literally just been there my entire life. Just, baby, go here. Amanda, go over here. Amanda, we're going to take you over here. Amanda, you're going to have to reinvent yourself here. Okay, Amanda, this is going to happen, but we're going to go here. It's literally, my life has been all but not interesting, I'll tell you that. He was anointed long before he was recognized. Proof that calling comes before visibility. I do know that I am anointed. I do know that I do walk with protection. I do know that I walk with a calling, and it is a big one, and I wear that with such pride and honor. I don't like talking about it a lot, because I don't feel above anybody, and I don't ever want to be treated like that. I don't ever want to be put on a pedestal. I want to help people sit on pedestals with me. I want everybody to have their own pedestal, and in God's kingdom, in God's eyes, we all are anointed. We truly are. If you open your mind to it and you check the invisibility of it, we all are. Walking in his truth meant trusting God more than man's approval, even when others laughed and doubted him. I know that's right. You know, God's trust and God's approval is what saved my life. I'm never going to get man's green light. I'm never going to get man's approval or validation, man or woman. I'm never going to get that. So why continue moving and chasing something that is not tangible? It just doesn't make sense. So then when I started to adopt, realizing like, okay, this is just not something I'm ever going to achieve. But what I can achieve is God's approval. What I can achieve is the divine's approval. Source. Recognizing that me and Jesus, we're like besties. We're like besties, right? And we just have a good time. And moving in my authenticity and moving in my truths is how you achieve that. It's how you achieve that. That's how you achieve peace too. Authenticity is your greatest weapon, not imitation or not validation. That's it. Truth is freedom. Lies, systems, and fear loses their grip when you stand in divine truth. I know a lot of people are losing their grip right now. I can feel it. Truth attacks provisions. When you walk in alignment, God supplies every stone you need to defeat your giants. That he does. And my giants know that. They feel it. They feel the pressures of it. And those aren't my stones. Those are God's stones that you're feeling. Those are God's stones that you are feeling. And I don't say that lightly because I know those stones hurt. I had to go through my own stones too. That's why I walked through my wilderness. That's why I walked through my different ways of karma. That's why I've adopted a different mind, a way of thinking and recognizing like, wow, I definitely wasn't perfect. I definitely was unhealed. And I had a lot of stuff in my mind that I needed to fix. Period. And now that I've went in and I've done the work, I no longer put myself in situations where I can be treated XYZ or this and that. And so because I no longer do that, I'm the problem. Well, fine. Label me the problem. Label me the villain. Label me whatever you want to. Truth protects you. What's built on truth can't be destroyed by deceit. Let me read that again. What's built on truth cannot be destroyed by deceit. Straight facts right there. Those are facts facting. Truth inspires others. When you stand firm, it gives others permission to do the same. 1 Samuel 17, David defeats Goliath. Hey-o, David. John 8:32, then you will know the truth. The truth will set you free. The truth always sets you free. Your truth will set you free. Walking in your true thoughts. Walking in truly how you feel, how you want to operate. When you don't want to do something, don't do it. You know, when you don't want to surround yourself around people, don't surround yourself around those people. When people make you feel a certain way, leave. You know, we got to get away from allowing the world to make you feel like you have to do these things. No, you don't. You don't have to do these things. Psalms 23, David later reflects on how God guided him through fear and opposition. God is my, he's just my everything. He really is. There's some things that came to me though. I speak to the creator who sees you through me. God's guides a man's destiny. That's the thing, is everybody wants to control everybody's destiny. That's so weird to me. God guides my destiny. I know I have a lot of moving parts and people where they like to take advantage and they like to do all kinds of crazy stuff like that. And that's fine. You know what I mean? God allows you to do that just because there's just a lot of things that I can gain in whatever season I'm in. Not to mention, if you're not in my life, you're not in it for a reason. You haven't quite healed yet to come back in, because it's going to take some healing. Do not let them triumph over you. You know, that's the thing, is a lot of people in my past can't come back until they heal and they take accountability. Some will, some won't, some, whatever. None of us know what truly lies ahead. Live in our truth, cherishing the light of each new day. Always ride towards the light in the darkness. There's always love to be found by you if you embrace it. There is always love to be found in every situation. Always. There's always love to be found. You have to embrace it. Love hurts. Love is very hard. It is. It comes with stings, bumps, and bruises. But it is so beautiful to just choose love over hate, because you just feel better. You truly do. You feel more at peace. And everybody deserves to live in peace in a world built on chaos right now. Everybody. And I hope these two videos resonated. I love you guys.